Good morning, my name's Nat. Welcome to the inaugural Saturday Scan Day. I've got myself a hot cup of tea. Feel free to make one yourself and sip along. We're going to be scanning a roll of film on the Fuji Frontier this morning. Here's the roll of film we'll be scanning today. It is a roll of Fuji 200 that we shot on this, the Minolta Hi-Matic 7S. A lovely camera, rangefinder 35mm. Film scanner is not connected. It would help if I connected it. All right, we're gonna scan a roll of negative film today, and you can check out all these different sizes. These actually all pretty much came preloaded. When I first bought the scanner, this extra large option wasn't in the system, so it took me a little while to work out how to add print sizes. I think you get a little bit nervous that the whole thing is going to break if you start to tamper under the hood, but luckily we were able to do that, which allows us to get high-res 19 megapixel scans out of the Frontier. And we'll go free export JPEG today. So let's go ahead and put that in the scanner. Just cleaning the scanner. Great, and now we're just going to line up our first frame. Oh, it's a great first frame. Let's line things up on the second frame. Yeah, nice. That looks good. You can see this is the window where you can preview your scans, and the idea is you just want to adjust the framing so that the scanner knows how to auto frame the rest of the roll. But you can see it's in black and white. That's because the Frontier is a monochromatic scanner. It actually employs narrowband or narrow-ish band RGB lights to illuminate the image, but the sensor itself is monochromatic, which is one of those things that people love about the Frontier. I love the sound of it feeding into the scanner. It's so fast. Right now it's capturing all of the previews, so we can go ahead and make our adjustments before it scans them in high quality. Alrighty, here we go. First page of scans. You can see this is me in the backyard playing with our dog. Just gonna go ahead and correct the framing a little bit. You can see on the left hand side of the frame there are some black edges. That's just the edge of the frame, and we don't really want that. Now it is hard to tell sometimes looking at these images because they're small thumbnail-ish images, but I'm pretty sure I want it darker. It's just these buttons here that either add or remove density. You can see you can get pretty crazy with it, but I think just a +1 density for that one, +2, and obviously it just depends what you want as well. Some people want this lighter look. I'll leave that one like that just to see what it looks like later on. Yeah, that one gets +1, maybe this one -1. Nah, that was alright at 0. And +1, that looks good to me. You can also play with the color, so we can add a little bit of yellow, or a bit more of magenta, or a bit of cyan, or you can obviously go the opposite and add some red, some green, or some blue. You can get pretty carried away with this, sort of making an edit that is very stylistic. Why not? Go for it if you want to, but I mean, that looks kind of cool. You can get carried away. I think I'm just going for a more naturalistic edit today, so I'll keep it what it was. Oh, actually, I don't mind that, hey. Doing that is the same as doing that and that, I think, but I like to tell myself it's not. Yeah, look, it looks different. I don't think it is. I think that is doing something different. I'll leave that as that, just so we can compare those two images later on to see the different colors and tones. Great. I think I'm happy with that. Let's move along. And as you can see, we've got it set to the highest res mode that the Frontier can do, which is about a 12 by 18 inch image, or about 19, just over 19 megapixels. I think it's 19.2 or something like that. But it takes about 10 seconds per photo to scan, which, if you have experience scanning film using any other scanner like a flatbed, an Epson V550 or 600, you know that 10 seconds per frame is actually pretty good for something this high quality. A big part of the reason people choose to go for different scanners is because of the color science, but other people choose to go for them based on the number of megapixels. I'm definitely a color guy. Just having a look at these images. We could add density here, but I think I want to go for something a bit lighter. Again, it's hard to tell from the little preview you get, but let's give that one a bit of density, but then we'll keep these two light. One thing the Frontier does really nicely is it gives the image beautiful roll off in the highlights. So I'm not too worried about the sky clipping there, the afternoon sky. I am just gonna maybe add density there to that one. It is fun to see how much you can adjust things, but it is also easy to get carried away. Yeah, I think I'm happy with that. Let's move along. You can see I'm a bit of a sucker for the Frontier color science, especially with, oh no, it just, the Frontier does that sometimes. I don't really know what happens. Maybe there's a button that is being pressed, but if you don't pay attention to it, it will just skip to the next screen and will approve the images you've just scanned. So we missed out on that batch. That's okay. Let's add some density here. I can tell that needs to have some density out of there. And I think that one's good. Maybe no density, less, nah. I think that was fine. This one, maybe we'll add one and move that image along. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. These are all just family snaps. So I'm quite happy with how they're looking coming straight out of the scanner. There's no need to force the image, in my opinion. I'm only keen to change the color when it feels obviously different to how I experienced it, or something weird has happened. But I'm really happy with how these colors are. And obviously, if you are used to using a Frontier, you know that the Frontier color science is unique and one of a kind, and part of the reason why people want to get their film scanned on a Frontier. So trying to fight against that sometimes feels wrong. But obviously I've got no problem with correcting white balance, but to me these look great coming straight out of the scanner, so I'll approve that. Alright, now we're getting some blurry images. That's just down to me having the shutter speed not fast enough on the camera. So I'll add two stops? Are they stops? Two densities. In this image, we could go two. It's quite dramatic. Could go one. I think we're just going to go for one. Keep it nice and somewhat bright. That's beautiful. Oh, I think I'm going to really like that photo. Oh, it's really hard. Maybe I'll add one stop of density. Yeah, one there too. This is a fun image. I think it needs one stop too. I mean, two looks pretty dramatic. I like it. But I think we're gonna roll. Ooh. Nah, let's go dramatic. Let's just go for two. And this one, actually, maybe I'll adjust the color on, because it looks a bit too cyan in my opinion. So if we remove a bit of cyan, add a bit of red. What else can we do? Add a bit of yellow. Add a bit of magenta. Oh yeah, look, honestly, that looks okay. So before and after. No, I'm going to keep it at that actually. I think just removing that one stop of cyan has added a bit of red to the concrete, which I like. Okay, now we're getting to some rather overexposed images, you can tell, because the scanner's automatic density is a bit higher than I would like. Okay, 2 stops of density there, and this photo is just a bit blurry. I won't spend much time on that. Ooh, that's a cute photo. Let's go 1 stop of density there. Now this one's underexposed. If we try and remove density or minus density, yeah, you can see you're starting to get those faded shadows. Yeah, I won't worry about it. Oh no, I'll just go for, oh, nah, let's go for faded. Okay, maybe for this one +2. Nah, +1. And this one, I don't think it's a great photo, so, but I'll just do 1 step of density. That seems good to me. And we're down to our final photo. I think this one needs 2. Yeah, that looks about right. Now just for fun, but let's just add a little bit of warmth into this image. That looks lovely. Quite stylized, quite warm, quite afternoon sunny, but let's roll with it. So now we just wait as the scanner spits out the rest of the film. It takes about 10 seconds per photo to scan, but once it's done, we just grab the photos and transfer them to a shared folder, and from there we're able to upload them to a folder online or airdrop them to a computer. But really, it is as simple as that. There's a lot of finicky, fiddly stuff that you have to set up with a Frontier, and when something goes wrong, which likely that hasn't happened to me yet, they are notoriously a little bit difficult to fix. But when it runs really smoothly, and you can tell why these scanners have been used in labs for decades. They are incredibly easy and out the gate give incredible results. I really don't need to change the colors a whole lot of the time. What the scanner gives me looks beautiful. It's a great neutral but punchy rendition, of course, with those Fuji colors, which are iconic. All right, there we go. So that is the roll finished. Now we're going to go ahead and press this button here, which takes us to the printing page. Remember, back in the day, it was pretty normal for these machines to be hooked up to a print station, and they would be printed directly from this program. But what we're going to do instead is we're going to send them to a shared folder on the computer. All right, now we're just going to run that. Frontier shared, which is connected to my desktop. Once it's finished writing, we can then go ahead and open up the Frontier shared. There we go. So now we can see, yeah, actually, in hindsight, I really like the warmed up version. Maybe I'll go back and rescan this and add a bit more warmth in. It is always better to get the white balance as close to what you want it in the scanning software, as opposed to adjust it after the fact, because the Frontier does magic under the hood. Yeah, I'm just looking at the ones that we missed. Oh, it's cute. Oh, some of these are really cute. Oh, here we go. So here's the one that we warmed up, or we removed 1 step of cyan from. And you can see the final result looks a little more natural than it did in the software. It just looks good. It looks corrected to me. Any bluer than that and I think it would be a little bit off. But yeah, no, these, well, that's blurry. Let's skip past that. That's a cute photo. That's an underexposed photo. But see, the fade is pretty natural looking. Just looks a little muddy. Yeah. Oh, interesting. All right, that's that last photo. So you can see there's quite a big difference between the white balance here and the white balance there. I think from memory, what did we do? We removed one cyan and added one yellow, but quite stylistic, quite nice. I like it. But yeah, there you go. That's it for the very first Saturday Scan Day. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know if there's something particular you'd like to explore on the Frontier. I'm very open to giving anything a shot and running different film stocks through it. Just let me know. But yeah, I'll leave it there. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.